Black crystal. Greetings, dear friends. Please remember this advice: do not foolishly provoke a woman with spiritual intuition, for she is unlike anyone else. Do not think that because she is gentle and kind-hearted, she can be easily bullied. She sees through all the schemes in the world. Her wisdom comes from the suffering she has endured in life. If it were someone else, they might not have been able to handle what she has. But she not only overcame adversity but also maintained her kindness. Such a person is truly rare in this world. If people do not help her, heaven will make its own arrangements. So, what is a woman with spiritual intuition? She is someone who does not compete, does not compare, and does not chase material possessions. From a young age, she has been incredibly kind-hearted. Her life always carries a hidden mission. Those with righteous intentions who come close to her will encounter good fortune. There are those with malicious intentions. If they deliberately harm her, they will be met with the powerful energy she reflects back. You may not easily recognize her in a crowd, because she is humble, deeply introspective, and does not show off. But if you have the chance to interact with her, you will feel her unique aura. There is a saying that money and love are the enemies of spiritual intuition. A woman with high spiritual intuition often has a strong immunity to material and emotional temptations because what she pursues is not fleeting things but freedom of the soul. The higher a person's spiritual intuition, the harder it is for them to achieve wealth or a perfect love in life. What ordinary people value, in her eyes, is merely passing dust. Yet she always treats everyone with sincerity. She may seem like an ordinary person, even inconspicuous in the world, but her entire aura brings a sense of peace and tranquility. She does not compete or strive, living in harmony with nature. This energy makes those around her feel comfortable. The higher a woman's spiritual intuition, the lighter and happier her life becomes. While we are still complaining about life's injustices, she has already learned to look inward and reflect on herself. While we are still struggling with life's difficulties, she has entered a state of letting go of the temporary to find the true essence. If you are lucky enough to meet such a person, cherish her, for being around her, you will feel a pure and simple comfort. No pretenses, no gossip, no scheming for profit or fame. Women with high spiritual intuition never blame external circumstances but always seek the cause within themselves. They live simply, not overly concerned with social etiquette, yet they are the most sincere. Externally, they may seem ordinary, even unremarkable. But in reality, they are deeply immersed in their rich inner world. They may not be eloquent, but they are always genuine. Because they maintain their true nature, they remain humble in all aspects of life. They can be firm when needed and gentle when appropriate. The higher the spiritual intuition, the purer, simpler, and more peaceful the person becomes. Women with high spiritual intuition often do not have great ambitions for wealth, are not easily swayed by love, and do not like to get involved in complicated relationships. Therefore, the higher a woman's spiritual intuition, the lighter, happier, and more content her life becomes. On the contrary, those lacking spiritual intuition become more entangled in difficulties, living increasingly tired lives, easily bound by unnecessary pains. They silently accumulate good karma, becoming a field of positive energy. In contentment, there is joy. In simplicity, there is progress. This is the characteristic of those with high spiritual intuition. Usually, women with high spiritual intuition are those who have been reborn from fire. Each rebirth comes after they have experienced the deepest love of their lives. You may not understand how much pain and hardship she endured in moments of loneliness, with no one by her side. She has witnessed the darkness of human hearts, the collapse of trust, but ultimately walked out of the night of despair alone. After all, some become completely dark and fierce, while others return to purity, becoming light and free from competition. Before, from an innocent person to becoming cold, that was how they protected themselves. But when they return from coldness to purity, that is when their soul awakens. When a person truly awakens, it is also the moment they are reborn from fire. From then on, no one can shake their inner world. Women who do not depend on men are often those with spiritual intuition. They do not crave money, material possessions, nor do they ever think of relying on men to climb to higher positions. They have their own foundation, self-respect, outstanding character, and a correct worldview. For those who treat them well, they will never betray. But for those who treat them poorly, they will absolutely not tolerate. 10 beautiful women cannot compare to one woman with spiritual intuition. From her bright eyes, you can see her uniqueness. When she concentrates, her gaze carries a special quality, both proud and cold, as if looking down at the world from a different angle. But in reality, it is not because she is arrogant, but because she has understood all the laws of life. Her inner world is as vast as the ocean, capable of containing countless things. Women with high spiritual intuition often have the following 10 characteristics. 1. They speak little and enjoy solitude. Once they choose someone as a friend, they are extremely sincere and can recognize those on the same wavelength in the crowd. 2. They think independently, often asking why, not easily swayed by the crowd or led by others. 3. They like to do meaningful things in their own way, not wasting time on trivial matters. 4. They love nature, believing that all things have a soul. They find peace and tranquility in mountains, rivers, and forests. 5. They are not bound by emotions. Once they no longer feel joy being with someone, they will leave immediately, without regret. 6. They are not obsessed with material possessions, seeing through the essence of things without being tempted by desires or vanity. They have a rich and fulfilling inner world. 7. They enjoy philosophical and profound studies such as metaphysics, philosophy, psychology, and traditional culture. 8. They do not argue with others. Even if someone says 1 + 1 = 3, they will not refute, understanding that everyone lives in their own worldview. 9. They have extremely sharp intuition. They avoid people and places that make them uncomfortable and always trust their instincts when facing important decisions. 10. They have an independent living space and spiritual world. They do not try to please or cling to anyone. Once awakened, they no longer naively seek recognition or depend on others. Ordinary women live in emotions. Higher-level women live in reason and reflection. But women who reach the pinnacle live in the awakening of the soul. Awakened women understand that life is just a journey of experience. They have goals, a mission, and a completely different worldview, life perspective, and values. Their inner world is extremely solid and strong. They can create great value for society, family, and themselves. Men may ignite wars, but women can bring peace to the world. That is the true power of women in this era. In this era, we will increasingly feel the awakening of feminine power. Karma exists everywhere. There are women who inherently possess spiritual intuition. You should never provoke them. Those who deliberately anger them will often suffer heavy karmic retribution, for even heaven and earth protect them. They are people with deep blessings. The first type is those who persistently maintain kindness. Good deeds bring good rewards. Evil deeds bring evil retribution. It is not that retribution does not come, but that the time has not yet arrived. There are deities 3 feet above our heads. We must maintain reverence for this world and cultivate our own virtues. Karma is real. As the saying goes, you reap what you sow. When we sow seeds of kindness, we will reap the sweet fruits of blessings. Persist in doing good, and you will receive luck and happiness. It is just that some karmic retributions take a long time to manifest, like seeds sown in spring that must wait until autumn to be harvested. If we can view karma with a broader perspective, we will understand this law. Therefore, continue to live virtuously, and leave the rest to heaven. Others may sometimes betray us, but heaven will not. All the good we do will one day be repaid in the most unexpected way. The second type is those with a broad vision and a heart full of love. They strive not only for themselves but also to help many others achieve a better life. Because of this kindness, they attract many like-minded people, together creating great achievements. People with broad vision and a big heart are always ready to contribute to society with all their abilities. They are people of great virtue. As the ancients said, virtue carries wealth. Only those with deep virtue can shoulder great responsibilities. Great achievements ultimately depend on human qualities. If a person lacks morality and has poor character, no matter how successful they become, they will eventually fall. Only with great virtue can one have a broad vision, tolerate everything, attract talent, and take on great responsibilities. People with great virtue are often favored by heaven, receiving many blessings, smooth careers, harmonious family, complete happiness. The third type is those who are filial. From ancient times, filial piety has always been considered the most important virtue. As the ancients said, among all virtues, filial piety comes first. Filial piety is the minimum moral boundary. If one cannot even treat their own parents well, do not expect them to do good deeds or treat others well. Those who are not filial will not be respected by others, cannot take on great responsibilities, and will find it hard to achieve great things. Their lives will face many difficulties and obstacles. On the contrary, those with filial hearts are often blessed by heaven and earth. Their lives become increasingly happy, luck always accompanies them, and they enjoy more blessings as they age. In reality, no one can truly control or impose on a woman with spiritual intuition. They seem to possess extraordinary abilities, capable of unlocking all difficulties and challenges in life. Like a magician waving a wand, they use their inner strength to overcome all obstacles. They are not people who do not know pain, but people who know how to find strength in adversity, learning to grow through each fall. They have a heart full of love and a soul radiant with wisdom. They understand that each failure is a step toward success, each hardship is a catalyst for growth. They are not afraid of failure, for they know that failure is the mother of success. Each fall brings new lessons and opportunities. Their hearts are always filled with calm and patience. They understand that life is like a long, winding river, sometimes calm like a lake, sometimes surging with waves. They are willing to wait, to endure, for they know that only by overcoming the trials of time can they see the most beautiful scenery. Their souls are free. They are not bound by the eyes or judgments of the world. What they pursue is not social recognition but inner peace and satisfaction. They understand that true freedom is not about doing whatever one wants but about controlling one's emotions and desires. If you meet a woman with high spiritual intuition, do not try to test her limits, for her limits are not boundaries that can be violated but principles of life. She respects others, respects life, and respects herself. Her limits are the manifestation of her spiritual intuition, her moral standards. If someone tries to touch those boundaries, she will become even more determined to protect her beliefs and self-esteem. Their hearts are always open. They are willing to embrace different perspectives and cultures. Listen to diverse thoughts and experiences. Thanks to their open-minded thinking, they can see more possibilities, absorb more wisdom and strength. Their lives are always full of meaning. They understand that the meaning of life lies not in pursuing material possessions or enjoyment but in the process of spiritual development and sublimation. Every day, they move toward their goals, constantly striving for the beliefs and values they pursue. If you have the chance to meet someone with high spiritual intuition, consider yourself lucky, for they are like a mirror reflecting your strengths and weaknesses, helping you see the beauty and difficulties of life, the light and darkness of human nature. They not only help you realize these things but also give you the opportunity to change, to become a better version of yourself. When you are with him, you will feel your inner self illuminated, your life enriched and more meaningful, your spirit elevated and refined. All of this comes from their influence. Their wisdom and strength help you discover your potential and infinite abilities. Therefore, if you meet a woman with high spiritual intuition, do not easily offend her. Respect, learn from, and seek enlightenment from her. For she possesses wisdom and strength beyond your imagination, charm and allure you cannot imitate, tolerance and generosity you may never reach. They are life teachers, soul guides, and messengers of wisdom. For a woman with spiritual intuition, there is one thing to especially remember. When a person loses their spiritual intuition, they become rigid, numb, and can no longer feel anything. They will hesitate in everything, lose focus, and cannot concentrate on anything. In their mind, they are always distracted, thoughts chaotic. If a person stays indoors, not going out to connect with nature or interact with others, they will gradually become negative, lazy, and lose the concept of time. They will feel life is meaningless, hate socializing, fear the future, and even escape reality to deceive themselves. Gradually, they will become stagnant, losing their inherent light and spiritual intuition. Over 2,000 years ago, Chuangzi revealed this secret. It relates to the laws governing the operation of all things in heaven and earth. The sky is vast, the earth is boundless, and humans lie between heaven and earth. Only when heaven, earth, and humans unite can the highest harmony be achieved. Therefore, people must go out, explore the world, connect with nature, and immerse themselves in life to absorb energy from heaven. Remember, do not let yourself lose your spiritual intuition. Especially women. If they lose their spiritual intuition, they will truly age and lose their charm. The most important thing is to learn to treat yourself well. No matter the problem, it will eventually become the past. When a woman has a strong inner self, no longer clinging to the past, full of hope for the future, she will regain her spiritual energy. Many women are lively in their youth, with many friends and stories to share. But after marriage and childbirth, they become silent, speaking little. Apart from their husband and children, they have no other topics to discuss. But in reality, they are intelligent and interesting. It is just that now, even their smiles seem forced, losing themselves, completely becoming a different person. They devote all their time and energy to their family and children, gradually forgetting themselves. But every woman needs to understand one thing. First, you are yourself, then someone's wife, someone's mother. A woman with a gloomy inner self, without joy in life, cannot bring happiness to anyone. Therefore, the loss of inner radiance is real. It is not just about appearance but the result of fatigue, numbness, making the face dull and losing its charm. This is especially evident in women. When young, their facial features are clear, full of vitality. But as they grow older, pressures, desires, and inner repression gradually make their features fade. It is normal for spiritual energy to diminish over time. But there are ways to preserve it. That is to maintain emotions and focus so that it exists in another form. In adults, spiritual energy is the sedimentation of experience, the transformation after each fall. It is also the motivation to maintain joy, sensitivity to life, and not let oneself fall into numbness. The most frightening thing about a woman is not aging but losing her spiritual energy. Spiritual energy is the desire and pursuit of beautiful things in life, unique personality, and the ability to make life vibrant and colorful. Some may say, do I have the right to think of beautiful things? In my eyes, there is only my husband and children, only the daily grind of life. I no longer care if I have new clothes, how my figure has changed, or if my hair is messy. You may think this is noble, but in reality, you are stripping away your own value. When you do not love yourself, how can others love you? When you do not value yourself, how can others respect you? When you do not cherish yourself, who will pity you? Whether a woman lives well or not, outsiders cannot see, only she knows best. Whether a woman is happy or not, only she can feel. And a woman who has lost her spiritual energy cannot deceive herself. Understand that the best way to maintain spiritual energy is to love yourself. There is a saying, with mortal eyes, the world is full of fame and profit. With heavenly eyes, the world is endless reincarnation. With Dharma eyes, the world is all cause and effect. With wisdom eyes, the world is all from the heart. With Buddha eyes, the world is all compassion. The higher a woman's spiritual intuition, the richer her inner world. Her soul is like a fragrance, emanating elegance from wisdom, richness from depth, and delicacy from words and actions. In every glance, every gesture, there is gentleness, grace, beauty, and timeless elegance. A woman with a fragrant soul does not compete. At a certain age, one understands that not competing is a form of wisdom. Not competing is a life attitude, a form of wisdom, humility. Understanding how to let go allows one to be at ease in the world. A woman who does not compete has an open heart, a broad mind, and gains more from her position. A simple life but rich in spirit. A noble soul, that is the highest realm of life. Thank you for reading to the end. If today's sharing can help you, please leave a like to encourage me. May those awakening their spiritual intuition always have wisdom and grace. May you always be the shining sun in the lives of those around you. If you haven't followed